Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, in this wonderful world. This is Bellew Television, and it's a sports feature, and we are focusing on the fight coming up, I believe, in March the 4th. David Haye versus Tony Bellew for a heavyweight attraction. That's all really you can call it for a title. The Cruiserweight Championship of the world, the Cruiserweight Champion, the WBC Cruiserweight Champion, Tony Bellew, is stepping up to fight the former WBA Heavyweight Champion of the world, David Haye. Before we go any further, let's welcome people in the room. Now listen, this is a very spur of the moment thing because I was off to bed and somebody sent me a link. And as I was going off to bed, they sent me this link of Tony Bellew and David Haye face off, and gloves are off. It's a 2 minute 20. It's on YouTube link, and I saw it and I was like, oh dear. So I thought, I'm gonna say it now, get it over and done with, and explain to you why I think what I said. I'm not gonna repeat it, put it out there. I've done the preview already, but I'm gonna do it again anyway. Good evening to Marky B, Charlie Cutting, Rilling, Alan Hurst. Who else is in the room? Anybody else in the room? I'm sure there's others in the room, but shout out to you if you're in the room. Thank you all for joining me in this very quick breakdown. It'll be very quick. I think, yeah, shout out to you people out there. I think that this breakdown will probably last longer than the actual fight. So let me just get into a few things. I'm listening to David Haye looking. David's really got to sort his hairstyle out, but anyway, David looking like if he just like got pulled off the street, like a homeless punk. And Tony Bellew, his hair did look impeccable. I've got to say, Tony Bellew looked spot on, looked great. Their hair going to one side, looked real nice. And then they're talking back and forth as they do. Anyway, and Tony Bellew makes the first red flag statement. I'm unpredictable. I'm unpredictable because I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay, Tony. All right, Tony. Well, I can tell you, and Stevie Wonder can tell you, and most people can tell you, you're probably the most predictable guy in boxing. I like Tony Bellew. I like him because he sells himself. He's a character, and it's the characters we're losing in boxing. Okay, some of the things he says, you know, it rubs people up the wrong way. I've got power. I think that statement and what he does in recent times has been good. He's knocking a few guys over. That's fine. But when Tony Bellew says that he is unpredictable and he doesn't know what he's going to be doing, and then he's got Dave Caldwell in his corner as his trainer, then you better believe he doesn't know what he's going to be doing, because he really doesn't know what he's going to be doing. He's going to be fighting in a weight division. Now let's get something right here. For those who don't know, Tony Bellew weighed around 14.5, 15 stone. Fight against Makabu for the WBC Cruiserweight Championship of the world. Makabu hadn't fought for a year, and when Bellew gets hit on the chin, he goes over. That's predictable about Bellew. He got hit on the chin by Makabu, who can actually punch, and he got put over, and he rolled over, or he did a kind of, I don't know what you want to call it, backflip in the ring. And that's when he was 15 stone against Makabu. Okay, you know, Makabu's not noted as a David Haye type puncher. And I'll do my preview and then I'll listen to what you all have to say afterwards. I'm not influenced in one way, shape, or form. Let me just check and see if there's anybody else in the room before I decide to spit my lyrics. Reese Mason is in the room. Right. And Truth and Facts Boxing, good to see you in the room. Happy birthday to O'Hara Days. Beverly O'Neill's in the room as well. Right. Anyway, back to my point. So there's a few things that there's a few warning signs already for those people who are got sucked into the hype and actually believe somehow Tony Bellew can pull this off. There are a few things I'd like you to look at. I want you to look at the fact that Tony Bellew doesn't have fast feet, never has done. Tony Bellew doesn't have fast hands, he never did have. Tony Bellew hasn't got a great chin, he never has done. And Tony Bellew has been knocked out before. I also want to remind people of the recent fashion of fighters that want to move up in weight, not clean at their own weight division, move up in weight, not be bona fide the best fighter in their division, move up in weight and try and take on one of the best in another weight category. We've seen it already. Khan versus Canelo. Oh, Khan's got speed. He can do it. Brook. Oh, Brook's never been knocked out before. Oh, Brook's the best welterweight. Okay. Now you've got Bellew doing it. Now, it doesn't work well for Bellew because if what happens, what I think is going to happen, he's going to end up in a similar situation to Kell Brook, where Kell Brook got badly hurt against Golovkin, and now he's going to fight Spence back in his own weight category, right? And get badly hurt there. But anyway, that's beside the point. Here's my breakdown of the fight. I want anybody who's a Tony Bellew fan to go and look at Bellew's fights. Go back to even the Orville McKenzie fight. Bellew's open to the right hand. Okay, let's move forward in time. Let's go to the Stevenson fight. Stevenson's best punch is his left hand. His left hand is his best punch. And I call Stevenson a one-handed fighter because really, he knocks people out with that left hand. But he's a very good fighter. So he's in the Sky Sports studio saying, oh, you know, I've got a way of dealing with Stevenson. Yeah. Well, that left hand touched him. And you saw the way that Stevenson almost took Bellew's head off from his shoulders. Okay. Bellew's doing all the talking before the fight. Talk. And then pushed Stevenson at the pushed Stevenson. Okay, right. Steve just waited. Left hand, bam, end of Bellew. Okay, so he comes back. Bellew fights Cleverly. The same Nathan Cleverly who got starched by Kovalev. He took 12 rounds. He went 12 rounds to the same Cleverly who was out on his feet as a cruiserweight and was driving right hands straight down the pipe to a guy who was out on his feet, new to the cruiserweight division, and couldn't take him out of there. Okay, but that's all right. It's Tony Bellew. Then you have the Makabu fight where he was dropped in the first round by a guy who hadn't fought for over a year, outweighing that guy by over a stone in weight. Okay. Then we have the latest fight with him and BJ Flores. Okay. If you go and look at the BJ Flores fight, go back and look at how many times BJ Flores hit him with the right hand. And then when I look at fighters, I look for patterns. Do they do the same thing over and over and over again, or do they make adjustments? Do they try and block the right hand? Do they try and slip a right hand? What do they do when they keep getting hit with the same shot? Do they respond? Does their trainer tell them they're getting hit with a right hand? Okay. Bellew got hit with a right hand, not once, not twice, but in 3 times against BJ Flores. Okay. So he's not defensively responsible, 1. And 2, when you hit him with the right hand, he just keeps pulling forward. So he's kind of ignorant to that. But Bellew ain't fought nobody who hits with the concussive power as Haye. But just hold there a second. Hold that thought a second. I want to take you back to when David Haye fought, let me think. Enzo Maccarinelli. Remember Enzo Maccarinelli? Big punching cruiserweight, knocking everyone over. The guy that was going to stop David Haye. Now, for me, Enzo Maccarinelli is a proven puncher at cruiserweight. Vicious left to the body. Big puncher, heavy puncher as a cruiserweight. Okay, Macronelli made one mistake against David Haye, one mistake, and Macronelli lights were put out. Now Bellew makes too many mistakes. Okay, so the argument is, well, David Haye hasn't fought for a long time. Okay, fine. And two guys he fought on his comeback are not very good. Okay, arguable. And he should have fought Tyson Fury back then. Okay, I understand. And he should have fought Shannon Briggs. Okay, Haye ain't dumb. Haye's not stupid. Haye's a businessman. And he's looking at Eddie Hearn and he's looking at Bellew and he's thinking, if he really wants this fight, well, why the hell do I want to take on somebody like Shannon Briggs? Noted puncher, good chin. Yeah, why do I want to fight him for peanuts when I can make some good money here against Bellew? The fans will buy into it, and it's an easy knockout win. So I just put it down as this. I want somebody to tell me how somebody like Bellew, who is not going to be as fast as Haye, so if you thought Bellew was slow as a cruiserweight, then he's moving up to heavyweight. I mean, if he was going to do something like to take away, he'll have to take away David's right hand. He's going to have to take away David's right hand. And for him to take away David's right hand is something that Tony Bellew has never done in his career. He's never taken the right hand away from nobody. They've all popped him with the right hand. So imagine one of those right hands that Demori got hit with. One of the right hands that, yeah, just imagine a right hand that Demori got hit in the chin with. Imagine that hitting Bellew on the chin. One mistake from Bellew, it's curtains. That's what I'm saying. It's that he's got to be picture perfect and not get hit with a right hand. And one vicious concussive blow, this fight can be over. And I believe David when he says, listen, I can end this fight at any time I want to. Believe it. In this fight, I agree that. Not so sure about him with Shannon Briggs. But this fight, forget the hype, forget the talk, forget all the trash talk beforehand. Just in the brutal, just clinically. You can say, and I've heard this garbage we said before, oh, they're about the same height and they're the same weight. Well, okay. I was given this example tonight by a good friend. If I get somebody, not even a boxer, just somebody the same height as David Haye, weighs the same weight as David Haye, does that because they're the same height and the same weight that they're going to beat David Haye? No, you have to be able to actually do something with that. And has he got the skill set to beat David Haye? No. No faster, no stronger. He's not a dynamic puncher. He's not an explosive puncher. Okay? So where is this why is this a big fight? Because Tony's giving it this. Fans just want to see. Some people want to see Tony get hurt and beat. Some people are praying that David Haye gets beat. Not going to happen in this fight. David Haye's a very smart man. Very, very smart man. The only way, this sounds stupid, the only way David loses this fight is if the fix is in, he's overestimated Tony Bellew, or after 5 rounds, he's blown his load. Now, if you're going to go down the theory of he's blown his load, okay, if he's going to blow his load, then you could go back to the Chisora fight and say, yeah, at that point, he almost blew his load against Chisora. I don't think Tony Bellew's got that sort of durability. So he's going to have to take a cocktail, a concoction of vicious, nasty, brutal KO shots within those 5 rounds. Because there's no way David, he's going to have to put such an intense heat on David for him. He's going to have to put David such a pace. He's going to have to set such a pace at David. And he'll have to come out throwing bombs. Well, sorry, as he's throwing one of them bombs, David's going to let one go. I'm sorry, I don't see. If he goes on a back foot, he's getting knocked out. If he goes on a front foot, he's getting knocked out. If he moves to the sides, he's getting knocked out. The only way Tony Bellew doesn't get knocked out in this fight is if he doesn't step inside the ring. That's it. This fight is ending inside 5. It could end inside 2. That's it. Tony Bellew's best punch is his left hook. His right hand, he throws his right hand, and most of the times he misses with it. Look at the Masneck fight. I mean, and sitting duck. Well, if you sit in front of Tony Bellew and look at him, well, yeah, of course he'd probably connect. But David's going to be moving his head around, and he's going to be giving him all sorts of looks, and he'll be moving around, and he'll be making Bellew throw the jab, and as soon as he throws that jab out, and it's a lazy jab, one right hand over the top, boom, that's it. So I don't see the fight going 5. I said the only way Bellew wins this fight is if the fix is in between him and David. There's no way David Haye's putting his name to Tony Bellew defeating him. No chance. He may be broke, but he ain't that broke. So sorry, Bellew's getting starched. That's it. There's no logical way around thinking how Bellew wins this fight. Because for him to get 12 rounds, you're basically saying David's not going to throw any punches. If you're going to tell me David Haye wins this, Bellew wins this fight through points, how? If he's going to win by knockout, then he would have to have engaged and taken some serious blows. He said, "Oh, I took David's best punches when we were sparring as amateurs." Well, head guards, and David may have just pulled him back on the power. Sorry, but anyway, that's my thought. Brutal knockout, inside 5, or inside 5. Whenever David wants to say, you know what, fight's over. Anytime David wants to say good night, that's it. Depends on what mood David's in. So Tony Bellew said he's unpredictable and he doesn't know what he's going to be doing. He better have a game plan and he better know what he's doing. And if he's laying on Dave Coldwell, I'm not disrespecting Dave Coldwell, but call Dave Coldwell on the Dave Price thing, and I'm going to call Dave Coldwell again. Boy's getting starched. That's it. So, okay, let me hear what people are saying in the room. Let's go, champ. Evening, Ingram. Come on, Ingram. I hope they smash the crap out of each other and Bellew wins, but we all know Haye will kill Bellew in the ring. Complete mismatch. Great show, Ingram. Thank you very much, Alan. I appreciate that. Only thing Bellew is smashing is the canvas, mate. Yeah, well, yep. I know without a doubt. Unfortunately, this fight has been made bad for Bellew health, to be fair. Him and Price will be in hospital beds next to each other. There you go. That's Charlie Cutting, Alan Hurst. Charlie Cutting says, LOL, yep, Bellew said Price and himself done Haye in sparring, like what happened to Price. Number 11, love watching this guy. Hassim says, yo. Beverly says, hi. Happy birthday, Hard Davis. Yep, happy birthday. Beverly says, Tony Bellew wins. Okay, maybe on a video game. Upward listening, Truth and Facts Boxing. Marky BA, nobody hits harder than life. That's true. Laugh me out. You're not wrong. Colwell will get Bellew to come in at 20 stone. LOL. Well, if he does, then the fight will definitely end in the first round. Reese Mason, was he quoting Tyson Fury from Klitschko, gloves are off? He said exactly the same thing. Well, he can quote all he wants. Wasn't it Tony Bellew that advised David Price to go and work with Dave Colwell when I said, David, don't listen to Tony Bellew. You're going to get yourself sparked because of Tony Bellew. Well, Tony Bellew's in line now to get what he's had faith in his trainer. Well, his faith trainer's going to have to deliver for him now. Bodies don't win fights. And another Tony Bellew saying, David Haye's overrated. He's one-dimensional. Yep, that dimension's enough to knock out Tony Bellew. Bookies have Haye at 1 to 5. Bookies don't get it wrong. Beverly is Dave's the man. Why you hate Bellew? Don't hate Bellew. Don't hate him. But I don't. Because I like somebody doesn't mean you have to be biased. And I just don't think. I've got no reason to love David Haye. And I've got no reason to hate Tony Bellew. It just is the better man on the night. I'm not going to sit down and give you a fantasy or tell you some fantasy and tell you, oh, yeah, well, I could see how Tony. No, I'm not Sky Sports. I'm not paid to lie to you. All right. DJ Slicks. Yes, Ingram in the room. Evening all. Yes, DJ Slicks. Tony Bellew will win. Okay, Beverly. He'll knock out Haye. Did you just define all the qualities of a hot promotion? Bellew has fans, says Charlie Cutting. Yo, Ingram. Yes, Mr. Anonymous. Phil Harv. Dave in 3. Across. Round 4, in my opinion. Anonymous 1337 has got something to watch in the bath. Cheers. Oh, so you're watching me from the bath. Don't drown now. It's a mismatch fight, bud. I agree. Good to see you again, says DJ Slicks. Cleverly was gassed after 4 rounds. There you go. It's hard one to call. Favorite, no doubt, is Haye, but come on, he hasn't been in a competitive fight for 5 years. We'll make that 6 because Bellew's not going to be competitive either. I was concerned for Bellew in the BJ Flores fight, and don't forget BJ got dropped because of his naivety in looking at the ref. Haye needs a test. Not disagreeing with you there. Bellew doesn't provide that test. Bellew catches Haye, it might be curtains. Well, if he catches him, but if listen, David's been fighting guys. David was a cruiserweight and then a heavyweight, so he's used to that. He don't hit. He's not a dynamic puncher, Bellew, and he's not a fast puncher, Bellew. Okay. Bayloric, David Haye's defense is dead. His defense is based on his footwork. But I think he's a better fighter now under Shane McGuigan than he was under Adam Booth, strangely enough. How good is Haye now? Well, if he destroys Tony Bellew, you won't know much more. Haye could beat Bellew at 50 years old. I mean, where do you rate Bellew? Where does Bellew get all this rating from? Where does he get all this rating for? He was just struggling the other day with Masternick. Come on! Haye versus Chisora 2? No way. Haye needs a big fight. I agree. Arnold Cobra probably beats Bellew. David Price would beat Bellew, in my opinion. Bellew may win. No, he won't. I could beat that scrub. Hits lucky punch. Well, yeah, it'd have to be very lucky. Hamer stops Bellew. I carry power, says Marky BA. No, Bellew is underrated. He's underrated, but overrated as a heavyweight. This is heavyweight we're talking, not cruiserweight. Anonymous, I like to see Bellew versus Bridis, to be fair. Well, you know why that fight hasn't happened. Jab and run, I feel. Well, he can jab and run all he wants. He's going to get nailed. And when he gets nailed, it's all over. Hammer has become Mike Tyson overnight. Bandwagons jumpers again, I see. It's just that people don't listen. People don't listen. Bellew will get knocked down within the first 2 rounds. Will get back up enough, and the ref will stop it. That's about right. You can see that. If he gets up from that right hand David lands, because he's going to get harder by David Haye than he's ever been hit in his career. Harder than Adonis Stevenson. Just remember that. Remember that fight. Remember the fight when David Haye fought Enzo Macronelli. Remember that night. Who said Mark? No, Mark. Casual. It looks like you are listed all Hearns presses. LOL. Okay. The Truth and Facts boxing. The coach is back. The coach is back. Okay. Bellew got bigger heart than Haye. Well, Haye went to France and he fought Mormek, who was the #1 fighter in the world, I believe, at the time. Got decked by Mormek, got up, knocked Mormek out. Mormek was a good fighter. I mean, heart. Bellew won't test his heart, so forget that. Now, Briggs is another matter altogether. Can we get a round of applause, please, and say hello to my mate, Prince Charlie? Yeah, because you asked for it. That's for Prince Charlie. I do wonder about these names sometimes. I think Bellew is going to cause an upset. I just think you want a reaction. Imagine if Haye pulled out. I would love to see the look on Hearns' face. Yeah, that would be quite funny, actually. That would be absolutely hilarious. But I don't think he'll do that again because of Sky now. I think he wants to get faith, keep faith with Sky now, and he's a promoter now, more so a promoter now. I think Bellew needs to jab and run, don't you think? No, Bellew just doesn't need to take this fight. Ingram, could you beat Bellew? If I could beat Bellew or I couldn't beat Bellew, what difference does that make? Could Bellew do better interviews than me? How about that question, Marky? Put things in the right perspective. I've got a feeling for Bellew, man. Something about him. Hey, he's too much of a pop star. He's got that right hand that make him see plenty of stars. I think Bellew's best chance is to mix fire with fire. You're mixing fire with fire. Well, it's not fire with fire. It's a pistol gun with two pistol guns with 2 nuclear bombs. This is David Haye, the pound for pound, one of the pound for pound biggest punches in world boxing. You remember that punch that left hook he hit Bellew with? You can knock David Haye all you want, but you've got to at least admit the guy's attributes, and he hits damn hard. Colware's having a bad year. Is he? Well, McDonald got beat, but the rematch is coming, as far as I was concerned. Price got stretched, but I predicted that to you when Colwell was brought in. And you got they say thing comes in threes, so Bellew's next. Bellew won't throw a jab. Box Britain says Bellew's a bum. He's an actor for F's sake. Hayes ducking the big fights. I agree. Well, what do you want me to do? Cancel the Bellew fight? Ingram, let's pack up and go if it's set in stone. Fight could go 7 rounds. Who knows? Yeah, it could go 7 rounds, but David, we don't want that. Bellew by KO 11 rounds. Haye gets gassed. If Haye gets gassed, he would have to put in a lot of work, which means Bellew set a high pace. When has Bellew fought at any high tempo at any of his fights? You're looking for things that you've got to tell me. Show me a fight where Bellew's put loads of punches in, and no, that's not Tony Bellew's style. Tony Bellew, most of his fights, he takes him 4 or 5 rounds to warm up anyway. All right, that's why he got caught cold in the first round by McCarbon. So no, you've got to. You can't, when you're looking at boxers, you can't just add things in that they don't do or things that naturally they don't do. Like, you know, like looking at Derek Chisora and expecting Derek Chisora when he fights Deontay Wilder to dance around the ring. He's not going to do that because he's a come forward fighter. You've got to look at Tony Bellew for what he is. He does, he throws a decent jab, throws a decent right hand, throws a decent left hook. He doesn't do anything spectacular. He does everything fairly okay. Orthodox stand-up boxer, okay? He doesn't set high tempos in fights. He's vulnerable to the right hand. You've got videotapes. That's what it's there for. Look at the evidence. So when you say about fight going 11-7, 11 rounds, you're basically saying that Bellew hasn't got hit for 11 rounds, which tell me a fight where he's not got hit for 11 rounds. Not going to happen. And David's going to let him get away for 11. No, come on. Stop that. Stop that. Stop it. Like the shirt, man. I don't. Bellew gets past 6. You never know what would happen then. No, not happening, because Bellew's going to get nailed. Okay? He got hit by Makabu. He got hit by... Not happening. Yeah, Vladimir Klitschko couldn't knock him out, for fuck's sake. So how can Bellew? Good point. Bellew bet on his own purse Haye could KO him, and he will take a dive. Dave Colwell will tell Bellew to go for a walk after he gets floored, just like he told Price, go for a walk. Pathetic. Bellew acting like Fury with that unpredictable. And then David says, I tell you what, I can see it, Stevie Wonder can see it, Ray Charles can see it, right? I can see right now that Tony Bellew is not unpredictable. No, he's not. Go look at Tony Bellew's last 5 fights and tell me where he fought differently in the last 5 fights. Look at Tony Bellew's last 10 fights and tell me where he's fought unpredictably. Bellew wants this more than Haye. How you know that? How do you know Tony Bellew wants it more than Haye does? Who gave Fury a chance versus Klitschko on this channel? I did. Anything can happen. No, boxing around Britain. You're talking about two guys who are bona fide heavyweights, right? You're talking about two guys who are bona fide heavyweights. You're talking about Vladimir Klitschko fighting a guy that was much taller than himself, much bigger than himself. You're talking about a guy who can box southpaw and orthodox. Are you comparing Tony Bellew to Tyson Fury and Vladimir Klitschko? Get out of here, man. Good analysis, Ingram. Haye will land the right hand when he wants. He will, because Bellew won't block it. David Haye will get sparked by Wilder. What's Wilder got to do? I'm talking about, as far as I was concerned, this preview tonight is David Hayemaker Haye versus Tony Unpredictable Bomber Bellew. Who talked about Wilder? Haye, I'm not talking about Haye or Joshua. I'm talking about Haye McGregor. Timing beats speed and power. But above that is class, world-class ability, better amateur. Chief Moore's a cruiserweight. Chief Moore's a heavyweight. Your point? Are you suggesting that Tony Bellew has timing over power and speed? Yeah, sure. If that's the case, then why didn't you do it against Adonis Stevenson? Just saying. Adonis Stevenson was 36 when he KO'd Bellew. I gave a shout out to Prince Charlie earlier. Exactly, Ingram. Bellew's just a mouthpiece. He's just talking. That's all it is. Haye, Duck, Fury, and Briggs. So what do you want me to do? Cancel the fight against Bellew? Again, for those listening in, this is David Haye versus Tony Bellew. Not Deontay Wilder, not Anthony Joshua, not talking about those people. Just talking specifically on Haye Bellew. Haye has heart, and he proved it over and over again. Haye broke McInerney's chin forever. I see a similar thing happening March 4th. If Haye loses at the end of the road, yeah, I would say that much. Okay, Bellew got a bigger heart. Really? Really? Let him get up from David Haye's right hand and we'll talk about heart. Who has Bellew fought that hits explosively apart from David Haye? Adonis Stevenson. Where was the heart there when he got nailed with that left hand? Talk to me. Talk to me. Go back and look at the tape. Talk to me. I don't know why boxing fans like to make these things up. Where's the heart coming from when he got knocked down by Orville McKenzie? When he got knocked down by Makabu? You compare Makabu to Stevenson for punch power. Are you comparing Makabu to David Haye for punch power? Come on, get out of here about this. He's got heart. And as for the Thompson fight, I hear this crap about the Thompson fight. David Haye got in the ring with a guy who had a handful of bouts. Now, let me explain something to you, right? David Haye had a handful of bouts. He was so ambitious he wanted to become. And who was he? What was he fighting for that night? I couldn't remember what he's fighting for that night. Somebody to remind me. But for him to go back on BoxRec that fight, and when David Haye took that fight, you were the same guys out there that say that guy's got a whole load of bums in his record. David Haye stepped up and showed heart to fight Thompson that night. So don't come telling me about David Haye's got no heart. He stepped up when he had a handful of fights to take on Thompson. So that doesn't show he's got lack of heart. It shows that he's got big balls and he's got heart. He went over to France and fought McCormick. He was the champion. That shows heart. He took on McInerney, who was knocking everybody out. That shows heart. He even went and got in the ring and he fought Vladimir Klitschko. That showed heart. So don't give me any bullshit about he ain't got heart. You can mention the Fury thing. I'll give you that. But don't tell me that David Haye's got Bellew's got more heart than Haye. Don't, please, don't, because he fought Mormek. Who is Bellew's Mormek in the cruiserweight division? Makabu, really? Come on, man, don't give me that crap. I hate listening to crap like that. I really do. Oh, he's got no heart. Haye ends a version of KO Bellew for life, this version. I'm not sure. Heard speculation. Haye's been looking shit in camp. Speculation. He may look shit in camp, but doesn't matter if he looks shit in camp. Fight night. There's some people who really perform come fight night. So the only thing is, if David Haye, the only thing in this fight for Bellew to stand a real good chance in this fight is if David Haye has deteriorated really badly. But based on what you saw on the two fights against Gurgic and Demori, he's still got that punch power. So there's a problem there. DJ6, Bellew would have to turn into Mayweather overnight and box and not get it for 11 rounds. Shades of Owen McCall 1994. No, I don't see it somehow. Lennox Lewis was a flawed fighter in 1994. He was warned by George Foreman and Frank Bruno before the McCall fight, and Foreman said for Lewis to get a decent trainer, and Bruno said McCall's a bull. I remember him ringside saying McCall's a bull. He needs to be careful. He's got a sharp right hand. So no, Lewis was a flawed fighter. He was loading up one right hand all the time. So that's, I don't see that. I don't think Bellew has enough ability to beat Haye. Philip Carl Roberts says, every fight I've watched, Bellew wins, but looks awfully laboured. I agree. This is the same Bellew that's going to put a masterclass performance who struggled with Masterneck. This is the same Bellew who struggled with Cleverly. This same Bellew that struggled with Makabu, dropped him in the first round, and Makabu hadn't fought for about a year. This same Bellew who went toe-to-toe and had a war with BJ Flores. Are you serious? That's going to suddenly move up to heavyweight, put 15 pounds on, and he's going to be a great fighter. Really? Flip's sake. That's how these fights are made, because there are people out there that actually believe the bullshit, buy the tick fights. That's why them bullshit pay-per-view fights are on. Pardon my French, but that's why the bullshit pay-per-view fights are happening, because there are people out there that spout nonsense and think nonsense like some of you guys are thinking. And I'm thinking, oh, well, Bellew suddenly you're going to put on this grandstand performance he's not done in all of his career. He's going to go and put on against David Haye, based on the fact that technically flawed, always gets hit with a right hand. Is suddenly going to stop getting hit with a right hand for this fight in particular. Just the David Haye fight, he's going to stop getting hit with a right hand just for this fight. What? If I were Bellew, I'd hit Haye low a few times in the first, lose the point, and go for the kill. Haye ain't heavyweight. So Evander Holyfield wasn't heavyweight either, 15 stone 5. And Mike Tyson was a heavyweight then, 15 stone as well. What garbage are you talking? Omar Merriweather says, Bellew's a bum. Haye is a world-class heavyweight. It'll be a miracle Bellew doesn't go to hospital. There we go. Now we're talking. Haye is a world-class heavyweight. What planet are you on? Haha. But look, I think based on what Haye has done, you've got to give him the credit. He hasn't been beaten yet. So, I mean, he got beat by Vladimir. But Vladimir at that time was the best heavyweight on the planet. So, you know. A good big man beats a good little man. A good big man beats a little bum. Hi, Ingram. Haye's pretty smart. The fact he's decided to take the fight at a lucrative stage means that he's 100% confident in the win. Thank you very much, Adam Scott. It's good to have somebody on. Just having some balance. Gosh, God. Boxing ran Britain. Ingram, there's not much really to talk about this fight. Typical Bellew, talks himself into a payday and gets soundly beaten. That's what it's all about, this fight. Give a round of applause for that as well, son. I do have to talk about it a bit because it can be quite annoying. Charlie Cuttings as proper casual. Haye's notable win at heavyweight was against a 6'4", 8-foot Robert. LOL. What has he done at heavyweight? Hold on a second. Hold on. Just whoa. Wait 1 second. You say David Haye's not got heart. David Haye was 6'3" versus a 6'8", 6'9" giant. I didn't see a lot of people rushing to fight Bellew. John Ruiz beat Holyfield. I don't know how many times John Ruiz beat Holyfield. And David Haye handled him quite nicely. I know John Ruiz came back, still beat John Ruiz. All right, I don't know. I don't know. Charlie Cutton says, believe the talk, poor bloke. Ingram, Bellew said he's going after Josh after he demolishes Haye. Yeah, probably on a video game. It's a fight for Bellew to get noticed. He will get noticed as a loser. He will get noticed, says Philip Carl Roberts. Bellew's getting destroyed. Copain 09, somebody's talking sense in the room again. Says, Copain 09 says, heart don't win fights, skills does. I was being sarcastic about the comments, Ingram. LOL. Yeah, but these people, I'm talking to people who genuinely believe that it's Bellew's got a bigger heart than David Haye. I'm just trying to shut that down, but I understand what you're saying. GJ Flick says I was being sarcastic to the comments, Ingram. LOL. If Bellew has heart, Haye has got the brains. LOL. Evil genius and businessman. Money, free money. I agree totally. Big payday for Bellew, easy fight for Haye, Sky make money, everyone happy, expect true boxing fans who know the hype around this fight is nonsense. Agree. Round of applause for that. And I actually think this conversation we're having here is going to last longer than the actual fight. But seriously, Bellew would be better off fighting the winner of Huck versus Brutus. Both beat him, but he has a better chance. I agree. This fight is closer than Brook versus Golovkin, one that all Sky pundits were favouring Cal. Well, they were paid to favour him. Ingram, you're funny when you get angry. I just can't stand garbage. Just rubbish. Like, do you ever watch a fighter, what he does, look at the patterns? What does he do good? What doesn't he do so well? Does he do the same things over and over and over again? It's true. Bellew would have to turn into Mayweather overnight for everyone, for anyone who believes he won't get hit or still will be there in the late rounds. LOL. When has Bellew ever boxed like this? Isn't Fury? I agree, it isn't. Hope Bellew hasn't been sparring Price. You must be in rehab. Don't take your anger out on me, pal. No, I'm not angry. I'm just frustrated. Heard Thomas Mazanek drop Bellew in sparring the other week. Bad signs. Oh dear. Kovalev also dropped Bellew when he was playing for Chilembe. Imagine what Haye will do. Ingram, it's in my opinion. LOL. Mr. Anonymous. Sounds like Mr. Hartley to me. But the conspiracy theories will continue. Why is Ingram deluded? Well, you could be. I don't know why I'm deluded. What's next for Haye, in your opinion, Ingram, after March? Fury versus Parker winner? It depends who wins that fight and how they win that fight. Holyfield's past his best, and he was also robbed by Russians. He beat Valiev. Oh, I agree. In fact, I think Holyfield boxed because Haye can't box. Basic boxing skill Haye don't have. Haye's a sniper. And the thing with Haye is, whenever those reflexes go and he slows down, that's when Haye's in trouble because he doesn't know how to double jab, right hand. He doesn't throw punches like that. He's out here and he's faking you all the time to make you make mistakes. And as he sees you make a mistake, then he's landing shots and he's away. For guys like that, when they get older in their career, they're easier to knock out because his speed is a problem. Haye's last two fights won't prepare him for the war that awaits him. Oh my God. Who wins, Usyk or Haye? Usyk, I think. Usyk, because now you got a guy who can box, who's got good footwork, who can punch, who can move at angles, and he's got a good jab. Can't wait to hear Johnny Nelson and the rest of the Sky Sports team hype up Bellew's chances. But if this fight wasn't made, no one at Sky would back Bellew to win. But now they will feed the public's lies, as always. No, Ingram, I agree with all you're saying. I'm asking Hassim why he thinks you're deluded. Like Roy Jones, Ingram, I agree. Like Roy Jones, yes. Haye took clean shots from Klitschko, so I doubt Bellew can knock him out. Even if Tony does land, Haye does have a chin. Usyk beats Haye. Of course, Usyk. I think. Did you guys see what Usyk did as a heavyweight? Usyk's a bad man. It's his footwork. Don't look at the hands. Look at the feet. Great fighters look at the feet, not the hands. When you look at someone like Lomachenko, when you look at great boxers, don't look at the hands. Look at the feet. It's the feet where the mysteries are. That's where the magic is. It's in the feet, not in the hands. Right? It's in the hand. It's in the feet. Look at Rigondeaux. Look at Lomachenko. Look at Crawford. Look at Pernell Whitaker. Those guys have got great footwork. Great footwork. You know? When was the last time I was in the ring? The last time I was in the ring was 2015. I was watching it the other day, actually. Ari, Usyk hasn't faced a above sea level southpaw. Haye hasn't faced above a sea level southpaw. Yeah, that's true. Haye would demolish the Polish guy. Got skills, but how is Usyk's chin? Did you ever hear Usyk getting knocked out in the heavyweights as an amateur? I heard plenty of times that Joshua getting knocked out as a heavyweight, but nobody says anything about that. Bellew, yeah, we talked about the Mayweather thing already. I don't have heart. What the F? Okay, right. I think I've said enough about this Bellew Haye thing, but watch it. Wait for it. It's going to go to Sky, and if it's not going to be Johnny Nelson or Paul Smith or Paulie Malignaggi, no, Paulie won't say it. Or let me think who else. Or what's his name? Darren Barker, and what's the other guy's name? Spencer Oliver. If those guys don't say, I mean, David's the overwhelming favourite here, but I can see Tony Bellew because, you know, David ain't fought in many years. If Bellew can just get past the first 5-6 rounds, then it's interesting. Wait for Johnny Nelson to give it that. If he can just get past the first 5 rounds, then it's interesting. Wait and see. Wait and see how it's going to go. Just wait for the Sky. Don't say I didn't warn you. If it can just get past the first 5 rounds, without getting nailed by David, he's got a good chance. Take him late. But every time people say that garbage, just think a second. For you to get past 5 rounds, you've got to think that your opponent's going to allow you to get past those 5 rounds. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, for you to get past those 5 rounds, it's very much dependent on how the person reacts to how you're boxing. But so what's going to happen? Bellew's going to get in the ring for 5 rounds. He's going to say, right, just got to get past 5 rounds. If that was the case, all those Mike Tyson opponents, let's get Mike into the second half of the fight. You know, Chisora tried to get David into. Remember, Chisora hit David flush. Okay, same Chisora that wobbled Dillian White a few times. That Chisora. All right, so right, I think that's about it for me, people, because I've done it. I think I've done this. I've washed this out completely. So you asked me a question. What was the question you asked me? It wasn't a question that Right. So I think I've answered you. I think I've washed this out completely. I'm sorry for people out there that want to listen to this. Uh, I tell you, watch this. If Sky Sports tomorrow heard there was a race between Usain Bolt and Linford Christie or Carl Lewis, they'd say, you know, Linford's still got one great race in him. Got one great race in him. You know, back in 1990, wherever it was, 92, where he broke the world record. You know, Linford might just beat Usain now. He's had the timeout, but he's rested, he's come back. He might just beat Usain Bolt now. When you blatantly know Usain Bolt is the fastest man on the planet. Right? So but okay, listen. All I can say to you all is sit back, get ready for Sky's proper garbage talk. Get ready for the overhyped bout between Bellew and Haye. They're both going to get paid good money, and the viewing figures, well, they're going to make it as big as they can do. And this is kind of like David Haye's redemption on Sky. Don't pull out the fight, do the fight, knock Bellew out. You know the score. But I don't know. That's why I stream all sports, Ingram. Oh, one question I will ask you people in the room. There's one question I've got to ask you people. Those of you who've watched the channel and have watched the channel from Bellew TV Boxing back to Bellew Worldwide. One question. Why is it now in 2017 when I do less boxing videos and only focus on the big fights that my viewers ratings has gone up sky high, yet when I had the boxing channel and was doing it every week with you guys, I wasn't getting the support? What the hell is all that about? Can somebody give me some sort of breakdown to that? I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Like, I really don't get it. Maybe people realize I talk some sense now. Maybe people don't think I've talked sense. I don't know. So I'll just wait to see if anybody's got an answer to that. If anybody can work that one out. And let me just wait a second. And while that's going on, I'm just gonna. I found you the boxing channel, bro. Okay, yeah. Well, that was content's getting better. I would disagree with that. I would disagree with the content being better. I don't think I think all I've done now is be more focused on what I'm doing, possibly because I'm not just doing boxing all the time, which is not what the channel's about. But the big fights we'll focus on. Anybody else got any thoughts before I disappear? No. I think people didn't fully appreciate you until you said it was the last show and it was coming to an end. Ingram, if you think this is a one-sided bullshit fight, why are you doing a show on it? By doing so, aren't you helping to promote the nonsense? No, I think what it is here is because people ask me a question, ask my opinion about it, they tweet me and inbox me about it. So I do the nice thing to do is when somebody sends you a video and says, hey, I'd like to hear your opinion on it, you give an opinion. So that's what I'm doing. I'm giving an opinion, but I'm shutting down the shit straight away and saying, look, this is a garbage fight. Good chatter, says Anonymous. Anyway, stick to watching Terence Crawford, top fighter. I agree. Show has been the same. See you later, Joshua. I don't know. They're people that are just cowards. That's all it is. I won't pay no mind. When's Russell Hartley's interview out next? I need a good laugh. I'm going to have to interview Russell again, I think. No idea. Usually I watch playback because of work. Come Capital. I don't know who Joshua Hooley is, but I don't. You know what? It's just shame thing is, people like they just get. There you go. Good interview of Bashir and the South African heavyweight. I agree. I think I'm interested to see how the South African heavyweight does. Thoughts of Paul undercard and pay-per-view worthy? I don't know. I can't. I ain't much to say. I mean, it don't make a difference to me. I ain't paying for it. So, good show. I appreciate it. Thank you. I call racists Neanderthals. The rest of us are classified Homo sapiens. Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. It shows a lack of intelligence and education. These people expect a reaction. I didn't know this channel existed until you advertised it on the old boxing channel. Thank you. This has been channels been around a lot longer. So yeah, when you get a chance, do look through the playlists, the boxing channel playlist. Got some old classic interviews. Enjoy the Giant King interview. Always enjoy interviews. If you want to enjoy some interviews, I want you to go back and listen to interview. And go and listen to my Ali Adams, Don Charles, Steve Goodwin, three-way interview. Absolutely comedy. You want to laugh about something? Comedy gold. And listen to the first two interviews I ever did with Tyson Fury. Just check those interviews out. I mean, the first interview I did with Tyson Fury was absolutely hilarious. But in that interview, he predicted exactly what would happen to David Price. So there you go. Big up Ingram. Go on with your big up your status, King. You hear me? Scene. Harvard Davis, Dave Matthews is cheap support. Keep up the streams. Well, I will do. When there's another big thing to talk about, I will do on this channel or the boxing one. The boxing channel is shut down, done, finished, kaput, done. When are your next live? When there's something big, I mean, in terms of boxing, when I'm my next live, when something big comes up. Probably have a look at the Adrian Broner fight. Have you ever played? Do you ever play Sky Pundit Bingo? Drink for every time you get a BS reason for the underdog winning. Your interviews are the best boxing interviews on YouTube. Appreciated. Ingram, do you ever think of Warren losing purse bids to Duco events? What did I think of it? Well, I just think they should spend more time focusing on their own promotions and winning purse bids than worrying about what Chris Eubank Jr. is doing or worrying about Frank Warren's doing. Handle their own shit. That's what they should be doing, in my personal opinion. Thought they had BT backing them. Yeah, well, BT obviously didn't want to back that fight. I don't know. Who wins out of Derry and Ahara Davis? If Ahara Davis is going where he should be going, he should destroy Derry Matthews. If he's going in the terms of what Ahara Davis is saying he's going, he should destroy him. Warrington or Haye at lightweight? Well, Shay, I'll give you a breakdown. I'll give you a Sky Punditry breakdown. Well, David Haye's a clear favourite in this one. Ed Robinson. David Haye's the clear favourite in this one. What do you think about this, Johnny? Well, you know, yeah, David is the clear. No, not Johnny Nelson. Let me use Spence Oliver. Yeah, John. I mean, yeah, David's the favourite here. But you know, Josh Warrington. There's something about Josh Warrington. I think I've been watching Josh Warrington sparring. He's been looking really good, actually. I think there's no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind. Like Josh Warrington, he's good quality fighter. Down the gym, I had good words with Josh, and he's coming on really well. And his trainer thinks, you know, they've packed a few pounds on. He stands a good chance. So don't write Warrington off in this one. Don't write him off. He could still come good in this fight. So don't write him off. You know, that's the sort of garbage you get. No, I'm not going to do Spence because Spence is my boy. I'm not doing Spence. I'm not doing Spence. I'm not going to do Spence. Think you got more support with all my retweets on Twitter? LOL. Yeah, well, maybe so. What would Jim Watt say about Jim Watt? This is a reckless fight. It's a reckless. Arm punches. I'm joking. I love Jim. I miss Jim. Come back. Jim, please come back. You know, all you're going to hear on the week of the fight, Adam Smith's going to sit right down and he's going to say the same things. That's a mouth-watering match between David Haye and Tony Bellew. Can Bellew come up from cruiserweight and cause a sensation? Has David Haye got anything left? Is Bellew a real heavyweight puncher? David, a man of the 90s and 2000s, can he do it now in 2017? You know what's going to happen. You know how it all goes. Come on, you know how it goes. Wilder Joshua, what are your views? Nothing, because if Joshua gets chinned by Klitschko, you won't talk about it. And Crawler's going to get his ass whooped by Linares, so let's let him go there. Good thing about Jim is you could work the official scorecard out by seeing how Jim would score it. Just take every round in reverse and result. Now, Jim used to score the fight before he got to the arena. So they were down in Jim Watt's scorecard. They were down in their scorecard before he even got to the arena because he just didn't like you. Side issue. Quick question for you, Ingram. As I missed your last show, but I did watch it back. How can the Price be thought as a dangerous top puncher if Hamer got back up after that knockdown? Yeah, he's a top puncher. He knocked Thing down as well, Thompson down. He knocked him down with a beautiful four-punch combination. Ask yourself the question, why the hell did it take Price to be hurt for him to throw that punch? That's how Price should be all the time. But, hey, who am I? Never thought this channel to see older interviews. Class. Yeah. Well, Brooklyn Gordon, go back and check our interviews. We go way back. So check those interviews out. There's some class ones there. First time I spoke to Tyson Fury, that was funny. But anyway, I've got to get out of here. I'm going on too long about random stuff now. That's when I've got to go. Quick question. Thoughts on Andy Lee return on GGG Jacob's scorecard? He's still with Adam Booth. Needs to get rid of Adam Booth. Sorry. Adam Booth lost Andy Lee that fight. I've said it 1,000 times. Felix, good fighter. He struggled in his last fight, didn't he? So I want to go back and look at him again. Was it Felix? He struggled in his last fight. But I definitely want to look at those guys. I'm going to take a close look at these guys from now on. Price lost it. Price is useless, but I don't think he is a big puncher. People claim he is. Hamer got up and should have been wiped out if he's the best puncher in the division. Let me ask you a question. Fury hit him with all them shots, but never put Hamer down that way. I don't know what's going to happen to Price, but he made bad decisions, made poor choices. When you get a chance, please look at my video on Colwell. My thoughts on Colwell being picked as Price trainer. Check that out. Check that video out and tell me what you think. I am out of here, people. I'm done. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. This has been Bayloric Worldwide Television. Hey, Bellew. Take care of yourselves. I'm out.